but on the top right, maybe you can see he built some administrative buildings. Okay, I'm sending my fighter bombers to destroy that Storm Tiger, and it has a maximum armor, so it takes a lot of bombs to destroy it. And so I destroyed his Storm Tiger. He sent his fighter to destroy my to intercept my bomber. I lost one fighter bomber, but my anti-air, which was nearby, just killed one of his fighters, and the other one was out of ammo, so it returned to base. Because planes can only do pretty much one attack against an enemy, like a fighter can only take out one fighter before it has to return to base to replenish its ammo. But if you have like two fighters shooting at the same target, only one of them will be out of ammo, I think. So the other can keep fighting and stay in the area. And because you don't want my planes to come near anymore, he's bringing his flag forward, but I have my artillery stationed nearby, so they're going to push them back. And right now he's using Malb is using the what's it called, a decoy unit, Ruse. So here you can see those are decoys, but when I played I didn't know those were decoys. And in the first place I didn't know what kind of units they were because my recon units weren't close enough. He has a prototype base and he's getting some very heavy artillery, and boom, he just wasted two resource trucks. And here I tried to push into his territory, but he had some infantry hidden in the town. I was kinda expecting it, but so I thought I sent a recon unit first, but ground recon unit won't spot the infantry in town or not. If they are hidden in the correct spot, they won't detect them until it's too late, because it has a dead zone, a dead angle, so they can't see it until they're like 5 meters close. So the correct way to deal with the infantry in town would be to use a recon plane, because he could spot it from above. Well, he could spot the infantry from above, or you can send your own infantry one at a time to force the enemy to reveal themselves when they ambush, and then use your artillery to target them. But you'll have to use several infantry probably, because they only reveal for a short amount of time after the attack. And so, since I didn't know he was sending decoys toward me, I got an advanced anti-tank, advanced tank destroyer. Quite a bit costful. And the Lorraine, I think, is a correct tank destroyer, but probably not the best one, because it doesn't have a turret. That means it cannot shoot and move at the same time. That's really a drawback when you fight other tanks. Well, I guess then. But I pretty much wasted money for this, because he sent decoys towards me, so yeah. But now, since he abandoned the middle, I'm crossing with some of my troops. I'm getting some anti-air in the forest to make sure his plane won't bother me too much. And since he's bombarding me with his prototype artillery since quite some time now, I'm bringing out my own heavy artillery. It's probably the French artillery is probably the artillery with the least, which has the shortest range, but it's alright damage-wise and not terribly costful to compare to other artillery. And since this map is quite small, it's not too big of a deal, so I can still bombard some of his troops and possibly his building later. But right now, since I don't really see, I can't really see which unit is firing at me, I'm going to waste a lot of shots against infantry units or light anti-air that aren't really threatening to me and aren't worth a lot of points. You see, that was a bit overkill for those poor storm grenadiers. And he just used terror Ruse on a sector, so that will cause my units to rout much faster in this sector. That means, like, if I think in normal condition a unit will rout if it has like lost 3/4 of its health or 2/3, but here it will be most likely half the life. Well, if they lose half of their health, then they will rout. But really, now that he has his prototype factory, he has access to some really powerful and awesome stuff, but it's also quite expensive. But it's quite worth it, like, because his Morser, I believe it's called, it has a pretty huge range, but yeah. So it can pretty much shoot anything I have, if it can, if it sees it. Oh yeah, and artillery can target anything they see. Like, they don't need to know what the unit they are shooting at is. They can shoot at unidentified units, while a fighter and fighter bombers cannot. And I just destroyed most of his anti-air on this part of the map, but so it put me slightly ahead. But now he destroyed my secondary headquarters and one of my supply depot, I think. So he has a higher score, and if I don't inflict more casualties, then he will win the game. And he has some, I think it's called a Warframmer or something. It's a vehicle with that's basically throw rockets at people. It has a quite short range compared to the Morser, and its range is lower than my heavy artillery, but it does a lot of damage. But it has a default, it has probably the most vulnerable type of armor. The vehicle, unarmored vehicle armor, so they are really vulnerable to pretty much any type of attack. Boom! And since they cost a lot, they are worth a lot of points. And here I just made a good move. I'm sending just one reconnaissance unit and one anti-tank. Yeah, tracked anti-tank and I just destroyed one of his Warframmer with it. So, because the anti-tank gun has range, and the recon unit provide provide sights. So by destroying most of his artillery, I just got a lot of points, enough to achieve a minor victory. Oh, I don't know if I say it, but the value in points of a unit corresponds to its cost, pretty much. So infantry costs 5 to be produced, and if it is destroyed, then they give 5 points to the enemy. And so it was a minor victory for me, yeah.